I've got 6 slices of thick cut bacon. Use whatever kind of bacon that you have. I've cut it in about 1-inch pieces. I'm going to fry this totally crisp. So I have fried my bacon up in little bits, and the aroma is just wonderful. And what I'm going to do, and I don't know how much bacon grease that there's going to be, but I want to use and save as much of this as I can, 2 to 3 tablespoons. So as soon as you feel it's cool enough and you're comfortable enough, pour off a little bit of the bacon grease and save that. I've got 3 eggs at room temperature. I've got a 1/2 cup of already grated Parm cheese, and I'm going to add about a 1/2 of that to this particular mixture. And I am going to season this with some fresh ground black pepper. Maybe a little bit more. So I have a large pot of water coming up to a boil. If you want to salt it, you can. I don't usually, but I've got a 16-ounce package of gnocchi. And I'm going to just put all of this in as safely as I can. And bring this back up to a boil. This should take about 5 minutes to be cooked through. And how the best way of knowing when gnocchi is cooked through is they will start to float. So I'm going to set my timer and, watch this, and we'll be back in a moment. So 5 minutes later, and they have puffed up. They look really good. And they are all floating. And so what I'm going to do is to just strain them out of this water. And once you do that, what you want to do before you get rid of your water, I've turned off my, heat. And you want to reserve a cup of the water that you have been boiling in. So I've drained all of my water off, and I'm going to add the reserved bacon grease, maybe not all of it, the reserved bacon grease that I fried my bacon in. I'm going to add the gnocchi I just drained off into the bacon grease and give it a goodly stir. So I'm going to just, toss the gnocchi and allow it to get coated with the bacon grease. So I'm going to just, toss the gnocchi and allow it to get coated with the bacon grease. And I have my egg mixture here, and I really do definitely have it off of the heat. And I'm going to just add this to my gnocchi. This is the eggs and the parm and pepper. And that's looking really excellent. Just give it a wee bit with some stirring, and I can definitely smell the bacon, and I can see where the cheese is starting to melt. And then I'm going to toss in my chopped, already crisp bacon and give this a goodly stir. And I have a cup here of frozen green peas. Going to add that. And I'm going to put it back on, you know, medium, like low heat, just for it to come on. And this looks really so good. You want to cook this, you know, over a medium heat, 2 to 3 minutes at the most. I'm going to add a little bit of dried parsley. If you have fresh parsley, of course, that's wonderful too. I'm going to add just a little bit of dried parsley. And I am virtually ready to dish this up. This looks so good. I think you can see. So let me get this dished up. So I've dished this up, and this just looks so good. Now, you don't necessarily have to use bacon. You can use, you know, some leftover ham, something like that. And I'm going to put some fresh tomatoes on here that I got at the produce market, one of my favorite spots. I've got the rest of the half a cup of parm, and I'm going to give this a generous sprinkle and say dinner is ready. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope that you give me a thumbs up, drop me a few comments, and if you haven't subscribed, well, then I certainly hope that you do. Thank you for joining me here home at the Hollow. Goodbye, y'all.